Welcome to the series finale of Phase 1 of Hero Factory Savage Planet. We have gone over practically every last set, including the big ones, all the heroes and the villains. And we are going to finish off with the big bad villain, the mastermind behind all the Savage Planet destruction is the Witch Doctor himself. And boy, it has been really fun building the sets, and I think this one is going to be the one where I get the most frustrated because he has 331 pieces, and just from judging the size of the box, he is one gigantic figure. He is huge, really big figure, and you can see just from the box alone, it's huge. It's almost as big as me. I don't think this is fully in frame. I'm just saying. I need to check later with the footage, but yeah, he's one big figure, and Lego really went overboard designing this guy. So there's gonna be a lot to cover, but there's a lot. So without further ado, let's get right to it. So normally this set, I did a little bit of research, and this set would normally cost around $50. So actually, I think this for $50 is pretty good. However, because this is now 2020, the sets have been retired, and they don't don't have a lot anymore. So the value goes up by a ton, and I got this guy for $300. So don't follow my steps. Don't do what I did, but this guy cost me $300. But the thing is, I ended up refunding it. You know why? Because the seller lost the dang item. So how did I get this one? eBay. Everyone thinks eBay is a terrible site, and they scam you. It's all about finding the right seller and an honest seller. This seller was very honest. Shout out to you. He sold this for only $100. Easily. I could get that easily because it just went up by $50 over the past 9 years. So the thing is, the seller was very honest, and he said the box is slightly damaged, and he was not kidding. But I appreciate him for his honesty, and I still bought it, and it's in perfect condition. I think it's fine, despite that little scratch. But look at the box alone. So the box is huge. This is a normal Hero Factory Hero canister. This is your 3.0 canister. Yeah, how they say Rocka is supposed to fight this guy. That size? How's that gonna work? Sure, I guess that's why he got an XL version. But that's one huge box. Let's take an actual completed figure. I have Nex and I have Bulk. So let's put them side by side with just the box alone. That is one intimidating villain. Even the box looks very intimidating for a couple heroes. So Witch Doctor is one big boy. He's one big boy, and he certainly has a lot of parts. So what I've done is I've gotten some plastic trays or plastic containers here to put all the parts in, because there's just so many, and I'm probably gonna speed run through the parts because there's just so many. I'm gonna be skipping over a lot of maliciousness, so be prepared for that. And without further ado, before I show you the parts, I always show the box. So this is 2283 with 331 pieces, and then here is the back. Just one quick glance at the back. You can see there's Witch Doctor battling Rocket, or charging right at Rocket XL. And it showed the same picture in Rocket XL too. I didn't show that earlier, but Rocket XL was designed to fight this guy, and hopefully this guy is not as intimidating as we all thought he looks like on the box art. So let's open the box and await the parts, or look at the parts that await us inside. And you just push your thumb through until you hear not a rip sound, but a snap sound, and that just slides out beautifully like that. And that's how you open a set super cleanly. Whoa. Holy cow, that looks like a lot of parts. I think I'm gonna faint. Let's see. Okay, at least the instruction book is in prime condition. Wait, how many steps are there? Oh man. It's 68 pages, 36 steps. I don't think that's too bad. I'm probably gonna regret saying that. But hey, I built tougher Lego sets. But then again, they were all off camera. This is on camera, and I'm very nervous. What do we got? Lots of bags, that's for sure. And it comes with 2 white tubes, which is kind of odd because I've seen the videos and everyone else's witch doctor's got a red tube as well. But turns out mine only has the white one. Okay, cool. I don't have rights to the red tube as well. That's actually quite interesting. How come mine doesn't have the red tube? Unless they're in the bags? Are they inside the bags? Well, doesn't look like it. Huh. Well, I don't have rights to the red tube, so I'm stuck with the white tubes. Okay. You know what? That's fine. That's fine. Okay, I'm a little bit surprised at that. I was not expecting that. Okay, because even on the art here, look, he has the red tubes and only got the white one. I was not expecting that at all, but you know what? At least they did include tubes, so I can't complain too much. So let's get all these technical maliciousness out of the way first. So let's see. We got this. Let's open up this. Okay. In here, we got, I see a lot of these Technic ball pieces with the axle pins. Apparently this is why a lot of people like this guy, because he has a lot of these, and back then they were really hard to find, and they were really expensive to buy as just individual parts, so pretty nice. I think you get like 30 something of these guys. Well, the point is you just get a lot of them. And a lot of these are just malicious Technic stuff. You know what? I'll just hold it like this. It's probably not even that interesting. All that mumbo jumbo. Even more mumbo jumbo. Add more of the balls. Okay. Even more. I don't get the point of separating them, but you know what? Won't judge. So, Technic maliciousness. All here. And now, I'm going to take the second container, which is right underneath here. So that's all Technic stuff. So I'm just going to put the tubes in there. Might as well. Alright. Oh, wait. Just when you thought there was enough Technic parts, there are more Technic parts. Okay. There you go. Yeah, I can see what they mean now. They have a lot of these red balls. Lots of them in the bag they were filling. Okay. This is all the Technic maliciousness, not including the tubes. You know what? I'll move the tubes. And then let's open this pack. See what we got in. See what we got in this bag. Okay. Remember, I'm speed running, so you can always pause anytime. Let's see. We got 4 of these. These are antenna pieces, but these are gonna act as this little spikes just to give them the aesthetic, mean witch doctor design. Body armor, I see a lot of white body armor here. So let's see, how many do we got? We just get a lot. I'm not gonna count. We get a lot of white body armor pieces. I'm just gonna move these out of the way first. You got 1 of the multi-tool thingamabobber, but in white. You got 2 of these Technic things. I guess these are to support his legs. You know what? I'm gonna dump that in that pile too. 1 red ball for his gun. And then for bones, wait, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? Get over there. And for bones, what do we have? Well, we have 3 of the knee joints with the extra pinhole. And then we got, the rest of these are just all the double axle or double connector bones. Oh, you got 1 more knee joint here, but yep, the rest of these are all the double bone joints. So I'm just gonna dump everything back in. I guess bones will go here. Armor is gonna stay out. Holy, this is so organized, guys. always, if you're building a witch doctor, if you ever buy this set, I would highly recommend you to get these containers, or you're gonna have a nightmare digging through parts. Okay, I see a lot of smaller pieces here. Okay, I'm just gonna fish out. So we got 2 of the, what are these? Ice shield pieces in white. 1 white hand, even the infamous super evil witch doctor only has 1 hand. Oh, another of them another multi-tool thing. Holy, there's a lot of these. Okay, 2 Quaza spikes. Wait, shouldn't there be 4? I see 1 for his staff, or I see 2 for his staff. Yes, 4 Quaza spikes, of course, because he's the guy who's controlling all the Quaza. These are for his gun, his blaster, his shooter, and another of this. And the rest I see here are just all red bone pieces, but they're the smallest joint, so you got these ones. Into the pile you go. And then the rest here are just all, okay, you get some axle pins here, more axle pins, black axle pins, and a crap ton of these pieces. These are the axle pieces. We've seen all these before. No need to show you in detail. Let's just dump all this. Yeah, there's a lot of parts here. 331 pieces. So this will take a while. Oh, right. Then there's 2 silver number 3 armor pieces, probably for his staff. The rest are all Technic maliciousness. You can take a look there. I'm just gonna not even bother showing you this. It's just way too much. And then 1 more bag. Not a lot in this one, but there are definitely some parts I want to show you from this bag. Quite a smaller pile, but still very okay. I think that's where all the complex parts, or the really interesting parts. Well, we got 2 of these tusks. We've seen those before. 2 Technic lift arms in black. Red, super long bone joint pieces with 2 Technic pins on each side. That's some good stuff. And then we got the super long knee joints. The really, really long knee joints with 2 Technic pins on each side. You get a bunch of these. And finally, the rest is all armor. So let's just scavenge the... These are all number 5s, right? Yeah, these are all number 5s in white. And then finally, we don't get 1. Oh no, not just 1. We get 2. 2 faces for Witch Doctor. And you thought 1 was enough. Nah. This set's giving you 2. But what's with 2? Well, 1's for the head, the actual head. And then the other one's for the staff, for his Quaza staff. So it's quite a generous gift, LEGO, for giving us 2 of the same character's head. And the molding looks very skeletal. It looks like a proper skull, and he looks very menacing. And yeah, I think we could make some really good skull warriors with these guys, especially now we have 2 of them. Not 1, but 2. Alright, as you can see, I've sorted all the parts into 2 containers, and this guy will be a heck of a nightmare to build. So, here's the plan. I'm not going to use my normal camera here to film the whole build process. It's gonna kill the batteries. So what I brought instead is my Sony 4K camcorder, and we're going to use that for the build. So, oh man, there's going to be a lot to build here, so let's get started. here's one of the gazillion shield pieces, or multi-tool pieces. And I think you just stick... Oh! It fell. You just stick it in like this. Come on. Check out this thing. Does it look like a molecule? It certainly does look like one. That goes on his feet like that. And I thought that earlier piece was a molecule. Look at this abomination. So many balls. Okay, that's one leg done. Now I start that abomination all over again for the other leg. Ugh, this is gonna be fun. Man, that was painful, but in the end, it was satisfying as you put the last bits on him, which was these little spikes, the Ben 10 antennas, and that was so worth the build, but it was very tiring. That build, I think, took me about an hour and a half. Yeah, no joke. I'm a slow builder. And I even think for the fastest builder, this is going to take them roughly around 45 minutes. Maybe even, yeah, 45 to an hour to put together, even if you're a super fast builder. And first and foremost, what a what a ow! I hit the table. What a gigantic figure. Look at how big he is, the size of him. And obviously, I've come prepared. Let's take a hero. Bulk. Next. Yeah. Witch Doctor is huge. And he'll definitely be a challenge for a one-on-one with a hero. Because just look at the other size of him. He's huge. He's like a behemoth. He stands around like 30 something centimeters. I measured him off camera with a ruler, but he's around like 30 something centimeters. He's huge. And yeah, let's definitely no match for a single hero. If I put Bulk right in the front, oh man, Witch Doctor is gonna step on Bulk like a little fly, like he's nothing. And so yeah, he's one really big figure. And one more thing before we get started. Of course, since I said he's much bigger than the heroes, well, let's put in Rocket XL in the mix. And there's one thing I didn't do in the Rocket XL video is see if he's almost as big as Witch Doctor, and by the looks of it, does not look like that's the case. So Rocket XL is actually still slightly smaller than Witch Doctor, and that's good. You know why that's good? If Rocket XL was as big as Witch Doctor, it would not even look like a struggle. It would look like a really fair fight. And I mean, fights aren't fair, and that's what makes them really difficult for our heroes. So I'm glad LEGO didn't up Rocket super big as Witch Doctor. Just slightly smaller, still big, but still Witch Doctor still has assert his dominance over Rocket XL, and that's good. So good thing Rocket is not that big, and I think the scale is actually well balanced. This looks like a really fair, a really good fight is about to show off between these two guys. And I mean, these are literally supposed to fight each other. It even says in the box art here, you can see Rocket and Witch Doctor charging right at each other. So I think, yeah, so in terms of scale, LEGO did the scaling of the sizes perfectly. So Rocket, we'll see you all in the next one. Let's go back to the main focus of this video, which is Witch Doctor. Now, Witch Doctor is, whoa, don't fall over, my guy. Caught him just in time. Okay, well, when I was building him, it felt more like I was building a Technic set, much rather than building a Hero Factory set, just because he's so technical. He doesn't have a standard hero torso. In fact, you build his torso out of Technic pieces from scratch. And so he has a lot of complexity within him. Definitely not recommended for like young little kids who can easily assemble a hero as easy as Bulk. You can just snap a few pieces together, super easy. But to build something like Witch Doctor that's that complex is quite a challenge for them, and I don't think this is a good little kid set. This is more like around 14 to 18 range. When you're slightly older, you know, when you're maybe in your elementary school life, then you can surely put this together. But even for me, this was a struggle to put together, and it was hard, but in the end, I learned a lot from building this set. There's a lot of elements, including the many red ball pieces. They're like all over this guy. He's got a parasite of them. Corona. he's got like all like the Technic pieces. You even have like Technic stuff supporting his legs just because he's that complex. And yes, he is one particularly very heavy figure. That's why they have gone with the double jointing, and especially that's why they have gone with the extra support in the back of the legs. So let's look at the legs first. I like what they've done with the feet. It's not too hard, it's not too complex, but it's just right. And then in the back here, looks kind of bare and very bony, but you know what? That's what all figures look like these days. Kind of like what they did with the feet here, with using the ice shield piece, and that's creative. And look at the leg. And then you'll notice with these little things here. I think they're to support the articulation on this guy, because just look at how many bone sockets are there to like hold the legs in place. And articulation wise, when you move it, the way this works is that this will bend back, so you can make him run, you can make him go forward, but this is just as far as you can go. It's not really that much of a distance. You can move the entire leg, that's for sure, but it's very stiff, and that's a good thing. This is before friction adders were a thing. So they made, and you can move the leg all the way up here. Oh yeah, so that looks like he's ready for a big kick or something. And then the ankles can move as well, side to side. Not too much, but you can get some good posability out of these articulations for the legs. And the same thing goes with this leg. Really like what they've done here. It stands out obviously, but I think it works very well. It just helps with the overall foundation of this figure, for the fact that he's a really big and heavy figure. And look what they did with the spikes here, just to liven up the legs. And using the knees, they've also used the multi-tool ice shield thingies, and that's really cool as well. So the really complex ball system here. This is what's making all this articulation happen very smoothly. You don't have one single ball, you have multiple working together to move one single element, which is the leg. That's really creative. Now, the legs, I can talk about the builds on the legs all day, but we're on a tight schedule. We need to move on. So moving up, let's look at the main body. So you can see the main body uses these two pieces, and surprisingly they're not loose at all, unlike Raka XL, which had the problem of the loose armor. This thingy here, get this. They had this was the problem. This was moving a lot. Witch Doctor's main body armor was actually tight and secured in place. So tight that I even had trouble putting it on in the first place. So that's good. And it's tight. And the thing is, I've seen other people's Witch Doctors have the red tubes and they substitute it for the white. But I've noticed I only got white, but hey, it works out with the overall color scheme. Like how the tubes just wrap around his waist nicely. It is very bare back here. You can see the back, even for a big guy like him. He doesn't have a lot of good covering on the back, but hey, that's fine. It's not that bare, it's just this Technic stuff here. And you'll notice in the TV series, his main body is actually gunmetal gray and not white. So I'm actually a little confused with the change LEGO did here, but I guess the gray kind of throws off the color scheme a bit. Maybe the animators messed up something when they were CGIing Witch Doctor into the show. So I think, but I think this looks better in my opinion. And apart from that, don't like how this stands out. So you see, you get this piece standing up, but then on this side, the piece is not there. So I don't know what's up with that, but I feel like that's going to be a sore on the thumb, and that definitely looks really off, not pleasant at all. And finally, actually not finally, we still got a lot to talk about here. Let's move on to the arms, okay? Because if you want to look at the figure in full detail, feel free to pause the video anytime, but I need to move on because this video is going to be far too long. So let's look at his arms. His arms are also double jointed. If you thought his legs was already double jointed, his arms are also double jointed. And on his left arm, he has his gun, his shooter. Kind of wish they had his hand here. Clearly he's a big guy, so they can surely afford to put one more hand and then put in the shooter. But nah, you know what's fine. But I actually like the shooter. It looks pretty cool. Just look at the way it has the talons at the back. It looks very, very menacing, and definitely looks like a thing where he can, let's see, let's move his head here, and then he lifts his arms up and takes aim at a hero, and then he's just like, pew, and shoots it, and that ball went somewhere. It's a red ball, by the way, and I don't know where it went, but as I was doing that, you can see the arm moves up and down very nicely, again with the synergy of all the red balls in there. So double jointed, but moves very, very firmly, As for the elbows, you can certainly... It's a little tight, it's a little frictiony, just because these are really fresh parts. So you can still move it very well. So you can get some pretty cool poses. So maybe like he's like from above shooting down at something. But yeah, in terms of posability, this guy surely does not miss it, and you can do all sorts of stuff with him. And in terms of coverage, not really covered that well here, but you know what, I'll let that slide. What I do like though is armor here, and then the Bane body armor here with the Quaza spike. I guess that's just to help him power up in his full Quaza form. Gotta love the little antenna piece just stuck to the arm, and that's good. It's not like sticking out from the waist, it's on the arm. So that's nice. As for the other side, it's literally the same thing, except instead of the shooter, he's got his Quaza staff, the all-important Quaza staff that he uses to control the creatures. And here it is. And you can see, it uses another of his skull, his head. These are the two spikes they use to shoot out Quaza at the creatures. And I like the design of the staff. It's not a super long staff. It's almost like he's holding a knife-sized staff, handheld. So I think that's fine. But the instructions tell you to move the staff like this. But the thing is, if the staff is like this and he's shooting something, it's gonna go this way. It's gonna go this way. So he's gonna have to be looking to the side a lot to shoot stuff. But so I think what they should have done is do this. Even it says on the box art, the staff is facing the front, and that makes perfect total sense when he's like taking aim at a creature to control him, and he's doing this, and he shoots out the stuff. So that's how it should have been. But that's not the default way. But that's how I fixed it. You know what? I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna appreciate that. But staff looks cool, and the shooter looks cool as well. And I think overall, they did a good job in terms of his weapons. And finally, we go to the top. We look at his head. It's literally the same build as the staff. But if there's one thing I gotta really compliment LEGO for, is the use of the red bone piece. I don't know if you can see it very well. I'm trying, but it really looks like he has red glow in his eyes, and that's pretty neat. However, I would say this, LEGO, if you could cover up the bottom, because that looks kind of hollow and weird from the bottom. So, but other than that, that head looks pretty good and he looks pretty sick. And oh, my bad. And then finally the top here, you can see kind of bare, but a lot of Technic stuff going on here. And you can see more antenna pieces here, and just that makes him look very menacing. And overall, that's it. So what do I think of Witch Doctor? So what do I think of Witch Doctor in total? Well, I brought out all the heroes just to show what a beast he is. And in terms of size, yeah, he is definitely someone who will tower over a hero and really scare them, because he's just very intimidating, and he's very big, and he's definitely someone that you don't want to be messing around with. And he is really big, so he looks like a person that a team of heroes will require to take down, and of course a big Titan hero like Rocket XL. But let's get Bulk and Nex out of the picture, because the overall lore of the Savage Planet series is that it's supposed to be Rockus, I guess, his trial, where he defeats the Witch Doctor, then he gets like, I don't know, but it's about Rocket, and it's just his journey to becoming a hero. So in the lore, it usually and even in the commercials, this guy is supposed to stand up against this guy. I don't think so. I think Witch Doctor is going to have some major dominance here. So, kind of weird in the lore, but you know what? He's, I think, one of my favorite villains in Hero Factory. All in all, he is a really... Oh, man, this fucking loose. So he is a very intimidating villain and a really bad guy. So, that's what makes him awesome, and I give him a 8 out of 10. And 8 out of 10 as in like, there could have been ways to make him a little better. I would expect a little more coverage, especially from the back. I feel like the back could definitely be covered a little more better. And so, yeah, I think Witch Doctor is an overall good hero. I mean, not hero, villain. And if he was to go up one-on-one against the good old Rocka XL, that will definitely be a fight worth watching. And yeah, but if there's one thing I want to say for improvement, that would definitely be Witch Doctor should have a little more glowiness in his eyes, you know, just to make him look a little more terrifying and make him look a little more, you know, scary. So yeah, but then that's all. But overall, building this guy, man, it was a pain to build him. It took a really long time, but in the end, it got him together, and I could never be more satisfied as I put in the last piece on him. So I would recommend this guy if you ever manage to get your hands on him. It will be a little bit painful to build him, but if you love building Lego in general, I think this set will definitely satisfy your cravings. And so yeah, so those are my opinions. And what are your opinions? Do you think Witch Doctor is the best villain ever made? Do you think he is not the best villain ever made? Or do you think he is way too big or something? I don't know. Your opinions matter. So leave a comment and like or dislike and subscribe to the channel. And that's it for this finale. This is the finale for this series. Next up, we're going to start with our brain attack stuff, because I still don't have everything for breakout ready yet. So we're going to go straight to brain attack first. But that's it for Savage Planet. I hope you guys enjoyed this first phase. Still, this is a new project for the 3-year anniversary. And I hope you guys enjoy. And we're going to end it off with some recap videos of everything we've done with all those figures and everything. So be sure to look forward for that. And we'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.